So we bought a cat. We call her Barn Cat. And we got her from the shelter here in Tennessee. And when we got her, she was spay. So we even got a little certificate that said she's spayed. So we brought her out, we put her in the barn, and she's been out just taking care of the barn, eating any little rodents she found. I know she's got a couple of squirrels. But one day, a couple of months ago, she just started getting fat, like really wide. And I just didn't really understand why. I figured she's either getting really well fed out in the barn or maybe she's got worms. So I wormed her. Didn't help. She just got fatter and fatter and fatter and just got really wide. So at some point I thought, man, this cat is so I thought, oh, I'm having trouble with this. So I thought, hey, this cat is so about 5 months ago or so, we bought a cat at the shelter. Her name's Barn Cat. She stays out here at the barn, and she just, makes sure she controls any rodents and any vermin that might be out in the barn. So she just lives out here doing her thing. She's a good little cat. We bought her from the shelter. So we bought her from the shelter, and she came spayed already from the shelter. So we thought that was good. So we put her out here in the barn just to to take care of things out here. And then a couple of months ago, she just started to get fat. And I didn't think too much about it, but she just got fatter and fatter and fatter. Until, she's scratching on me. Until, she just started getting fatter and fatter and fatter until she was actually really wide. I wasn't sure what was going on. I didn't think too much about it, but I thought, man, she's either been eating a really big squirrel that's not passing, or maybe she's got worms. So I wormed her. It didn't do any good. But then one day I came out, so one day she just disappeared. So she just wasn't around for about a day, maybe 24 hours. She just had disappeared on us. So I just kind of figured she's probably either wandered off into the woods, and either she's going to pass whatever is blocked up in her system, or she's going to curl up and die. So, we just kind of lost her. But then she showed up the next day, and she was skinny. And I thought to myself, wow, she's either had a really tough day trying to pass a squirrel, or she had babies, but she was spay. So I didn't really know what to think. But I was just giving her a little belly scratch, and I noticed she had nipples all down her. So I figured, oh wow, this spayed cat has had babies. right, come on, dogs. Oh, cow, you stay up. Stay up, cow. You're not coming in. Come on, Dan. Hey, cow, stay up. Not for you. Good job. Hey, cow, move over. Okay. All right, there you go, dogs. That's little Ann. There's old Dan. Okay, eat dogs. So anyway, we thought, so I figured this cat had babies, even though she had been spayed. Oh, there she goes. So I started looking around, trying to figure out where she might be hiding those babies, but she wasn't telling me. So I had to do a little bit of detective work. All right, hold on a second. All right, let me in, goats. What, are you gonna not let me in? Way back. Back. Ah. All right, here we go. Come on, goats. So you'll notice Blue there is looking pretty wide, and Licorice here is looking pretty wide as well. So they're both, I don't know if I can get an angle, but they both have, their teats are developing and their vulvas are kind of swollen. So we think they're gonna have kids here pretty soon. Fudge, right there, the brown one, she miscarried, I don't know, 6 weeks ago or so. I'm not sure about Coco here. I can't quite decide if she's pregnant or not, but I can tell that Oreo is not pregnant. So Oreo, this one did not take, even though she's been exposed to the buck the whole time. So she is probably going to get culled because she did not have a baby. And then her sister is actually Fudge, this brown one right there. She miscarried, so she might get one more chance, but she would get culled soon as well for not having a baby. But definitely, you can see we've got teats developed there. She's going to be popping real soon. And the same thing with Blue here. No, nothing here, Blue. Yep, nothing here. But they're both clearly pregnant and ready to have babies. One I'm not sure about is Coco. Coco is not developing like the other ones are, but she just might be a little behind him. She was the smallest of the goats, so I'm not sure about her. But definitely these two are sisters. Oreo and Fudge did not take, so they are not doing their job as goats. So we're going to probably end up culling them when they're done. Right now I want to keep the goats because they're eating weeds for me. So even though they're not producing kids, but they won't be here long term, they'll turn into mutton. So I couldn't find the kittens. I looked around for a good part of the day. I was checking in bushes and, you know, up by the wood pile over there and just in the garden. I couldn't find her, but one thing I noticed is in the morning when I would come out of the carport here, come out of the house, and she would always be right there to greet me. So I checked in, you know, the little flower planter there. I checked around the side of the house. I checked inside this big bush right there, couldn't find her. And then I kind of noticed off in this little corner here, there was a little disturbance in the leaves. It looks like a little nest had been dug out. So I came back over here, and guess what I found? I found the kittens. So they're all curled up here. Want to say hi? Oh yeah. Ooh, that looks like a little tiger. There we go. So we got 5 little kittens here from a spayed mama cat. Here, I like this one. This one's a little calico. I'm guessing she's a female because she's got a little calico look, but let's look at her. Eyes are still closed. I think she's too young to tell what she is, but anyway. So we found a little nest of kittens. Mom's off eating right now, so she's left the babies behind, but they're good and safe and dry here. We've had some rainstorms, so they're staying dry here in this little nest that Mom has built. I tried moving them in. I got a box for her and put a little blanket in it and everything. I tried to make a little box for her and put it in the garage where I thought they'd be safer, but Mom did not like that. She picked them up and moved them right back over to here, so I just figured I'll respect her wishes. She's the mama. So we're just going to let them stay here and let Mom do her thing. Anyway, there's some new kittens for the farm. Hey, what are you doing over there? Here, go join everybody else. They're all over here. There you go. Here, climb on. There you go. All right, looks like Mama's back on the nest. Hard at work. Can you hear the purring? This is one content cat.